The Gospel according to Ant. Hi, and thanks for joining me on this, part 3 of my flight review, London to Madeira. As you may remember in parts 1 and 2, we decided to take indirect flights, as they were much cheaper and not necessarily too traumatic to endure. Besides, it gave us the chance to stop over in Lisbon for 2 nights, with no impact on the price of the ticket. On this third and fourth leg, however, we travelled in Flexi Economy. As I explained on the previous videos, Flexi Economy occupy the first rows in the economy cabin. On the narrow-bodied aircraft, they have a slightly better legroom compared to the discounted economy area of the cabin, which, to be fair, is pretty decent as well. The seats in Flexi Economy do recline a few inches, and well, that is as luxurious as it gets as far as the hard product is concerned. Other perks include checked-in bags, more miles accrual for frequent flyers, and well, getting off the plane a bit quicker. Our scheduled departure was 8:30 in the morning, with an almost 8-hour layover in Porto, before taking our onward flight to London Gatwich. However, the night before I got a text from TAP advising that the flight would be delayed until 12 o'clock noon. Fearing maybe a hacking trick or something, I decided to check with TAP's website to confirm. Sadly, along with their app, their website can be hard work to navigate when searching for this kind of information. So, we decided not to chance it and keep our arranged transfer pickup for silly o'clock the next morning. As much as I enjoyed Madeira, I couldn't risk not going home. That also meant that my plans to leave the airport and explore the city of Porto was not going to happen. Next morning, we were collected at our hotel, and a 20 to 30 minute drive saw us at Cristiano Ronaldo's International Airport. There we were confirmed that the text message was no hoax, and that the flight was indeed delayed. Apparently, bad weather in Porto was the culprit for the delay. After waiting a while, check-in finally opened, and we managed to get to 3rd or 4th in the queue. And after fewer than 10 minutes, we completed check-in with our bags stacked all the way to London. Due to the delayed departure, we were offered a €6 voucher each to use in any food outlet as compensation. Vouchers and printed boarding passes in hand, and a roaring hunger banging in our stomachs, we proceeded through security. A fairly stress-free process. We arrived airside and looked for somewhere to splash out on our massive €6 breakfast vouchers. After finding a place where we nevertheless had to top up with another €3 both for 2 coffees and 2 empanadas, we searched for somewhere to wait and while away the hours until our flight arrived. Airside at this terminal is functional and quite adequate for an airport this size. The amazing thing, however, is a massive open terrace where you can go out and watch the aircraft apron, runway and surroundings, like the airports of yesteryear. This, of course, brought out the little enthusiastic child in me. Our aircraft arrived just after 10 AM from Porto. Soon after, we started the process of queuing for boarding. This was a bit of a free-for-all, slightly disorganized process. However, Once we were cleared for boarding, we were bussed to the aircraft, which we boarded in a pretty orderly manner. In addition, like the previous two aircraft we flew on, this one was clean, modern and comfortable. Cabin crew, their usual professional, efficient and friendly selves. An almost full flight, we pushed back at around 11:15 and taxied the almost full length of the airport to take to the runway. At approximately 11:35, our jet careered the runway took to the blue skies, softly banking to the right as we bid a heartfelt adieu to this beautiful island. The flight time for this leg, 1 hour 35 minutes. Being in economy class, as is the case with most European short-haul flights, one no longer has the benefit of complimentary meals or snacks. An on-board deli is the nutritional offer. Still having remnants of our hotel's breakfast-packed lunch, we declined the offer. Just over 30 minutes to landing, we started our descent and very soon we started to see the Portuguese coastline. However, this quickly disappeared as the thick and low clouds replaced the blue sky we had enjoyed since leaving Madeira. At almost 1:10 in the afternoon, we landed at a foggy and rainy Francisco Sá Carneiro airport that serves the city of Porto, Portugal's second largest town. As opposed to Lisbon's airport, this one is quite new and modern in pretty much all aspects. After disembarking, we headed towards the flight connections area, cleared security, and arrived at a very large, expansive and airy airside area of the airport. Here, we spent a good 4 hours either charging our phones, walking up and down the length of the airside area, browsing the different duty-free shops, until it came time to head for the boarding gate once our aircraft arrived from God knows where. We cleared passport control and waited to be cleared for boarding. Luckily, this flight was on time, and again, like back in London and Lisbon, boarding was arranged by zones. The aircraft was an Airbus A320, well appointed and clean. Like the previous flight from Funchal, we were sat in the flexi economy section of the cabin, this time in row 4, the first row of the economy class cabin. Fortunately, this was not a full flight, so we both had all 3 seats to ourselves for the hour 55-minute flight to London Gatwich. Pushback was on time, and minutes after 6:30 we were ready for takeoff. An uneventful flight saw us cross on a northeasterly path over northern Spain, Galicia most probably, the Bay of Biscay, northeast tip of France, before crossing the English Channel to then hit mainland England over Southampton and start our descent into Gatwick Airport, at which we arrived just after 8:30 p.m. Parked at South Terminal, we disembarked, took the long walk to passport control, then down to baggage claim, where our bags were already waiting for us. This is my 3rd round trip on TAP Air Portugal, and I cannot be more complimentary of them as an airline. Okay, they have taken some stick for some time, but I have never had a bad flight with them, even back in the day when they didn't have the strong hard product they have nowadays. Okay, their app is a bit flimsy. The website can be made easier to navigate, and their main hub in Lisbon is probably their biggest letdown. But in terms of aircraft, punctuality, onboard service, friendliness of their cabin crew and safety, I've nothing but praise for them. So, thank you very much for joining me in this, the third part of this flight review of my trip to Madeira. And I hope to see you very soon in my next flight review to, well, God knows where. In the meantime, feel free to leave and share your comments below. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. This is the best way to support my work and encourage me to create more content. See you soon and stay safe.